Medicine, 850-655-7090, 850-655-7090 for the Emsella chair.
WGSX Lynnhaven, WVOQ Port St. John. ESPN Northwest Florida.
With today's Magic Minute, I'm Jake Chapman. The Pistons flipped the script on the Magic in Game 2, specifically during the third quarter, and even up their best-of-7 opening round series on Wednesday night at Little Caesars Arena. 98-83 was the final score. Detroit dominated the third quarter, outscoring the Magic 34-9 over the first 9 minutes of the frame, and never looking back from there. The Pistons were led by Cade Cunningham. He had 27 points and 11 assists, and Detroit outscored the Magic in the paint by 20, a complete and exact role reversal from Game 1. The Magic shot just 32.5% from the field and 25% from three-point range, and the Pistons out-rebounded Orlando 57-42. So Detroit evens the series up 1-1, now headed back to Orlando for Game 3 on Saturday afternoon, 1 o'clock for the tip, pregame at 12:30 on the network or streaming on the Magic or iHeart apps, NBA League Pass Audio, or SiriusXM. And we'll speak to you then. With today's Magic Minute, I'm Jake Chapman.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Stand by. On my mark. You survived the workday. Now survive the truth.
Don't you want to have the best 12 teams in college football playing each other?
It's time for the hardest hitting 2 hours on the Panhandle.
I love it. You're coming through. You got it, baby.
Now into the huddle with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz.
It is a joyous day. I love your show.
From the Emerald Coast to the edge of the atmosphere.
You gentlemen lift us up every day.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
What it do, people? It's the homie Lil Cash. Right now you tuned in with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. The hottest sports show in the South. Let's go. Cause Lil Cash with another hit with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz. Where they talk trash and they talk ish. When it comes to sports, man, they too legit. It's 104.3 ESPN. If you love sports, better chime in. NFL, college, local sports, they got it. NBA, they got it. Sports Blitz, the topic. The show hottest wasabi. Better tune in to go watch it. Hey, Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. If you even tried, you can't stop it. Bone Crusher gon' pop it. No Jeff gon' pop it. Go like, comment, subscribe, and share. Right now.
We are live and local right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. This is the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson, and we're so glad that you joined us today. Don't forget, if you want to be a part of the show, you can be. 850-215-6290 is the line to call, or if you want to, you can text as well. We will do our best to make sure we comment and read your quote on the air. As always, maybe not as always, but Thursday,
occasionally,
normally Wednesday, but today we're blessed to have Brando in the house. Brandon, how you doing today?
Man, I'm doing great. Watched the Braves. I believe they won 7-2 against the Nationals today.
Did.
Watched that. It started at 12:05. And let me tell you what, man, what an extremely hard time watching my favorite team play baseball on TV right now. You know, it's so hard and it's disgusting.
It's not good.
Yeah, I mean, $20 a month. Then you have to pay $30 a month on top of the $20 a month to be able to watch that with MLB TV, but you got to have ESPN plus minus extra. It's unreal. Hopefully they get this fixed because I want to watch my Bravos play some baseball.
I know, and that's the thing about it. It's like, you know what? Until they can figure out the TV, guess what? You can listen to it on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. That's right. You can download the app, and you can listen to it right there. You may not be able to see it, but you can definitely visualize what's going on, and that's the biggest kicker. And that's what I do, honestly, except for whenever I find it, and because I don't ever – okay, so I don't know what we have. All right, because my wife is in charge of the home stuff like that. Yeah. So she's really good at doing all that. So, like, I'm like, hey, this is going to be on Prime, or this is going to be on Netflix, or this is going to be on Paramount. And she's like, oh, well, it's on there. Oh, it's on there. We got ESPN Plus. Oh, the fights are coming on. Well, it's on Paramount. So, you know what I mean? So, like, I've got a lot of this stuff, but I don't know what I have, so I'm just like, I have to ask, and I'm like, where is it?
And it's crazy. You got to have like a half a dozen subscriptions, and it's like, man, what happened to good old-fashioned like cable TV where I could, DVR some stuff, go back and watch it. Now you have to have like 6 subscriptions to be able to watch everything that you kind of want to watch.
Well, either way, I'm glad that we are winning, and that's the biggest thing. And I'm so glad that we have Alan Watson from Golf Plus on the phone line right now. Alan, how are you today, my friend?
I'm doing good. Yeah, I was following the Braves on the ESPN app today. I couldn't listen to it. Normally I listen to it on y'all's ESPN app, but I couldn't listen at work. That would have been kind of rude to my customers. But I got the little ticker on my screen, so I knew what was going on. And, yeah, it's amazing the run they're on right now. So just excited to be a Braves fan right now.
You're exactly right, and I don't care what they say. We have not lost a series yet. We're hitting the ball. Our pitching is good. It just seems like they're playing like they should, and, you know, they dropped a game or two over the last week and a half, just 2 games actually. But when they lost the other night, it was because they just didn't hit. I mean, they didn't really give up a lot of runs, enough runs that they couldn't come back, but they definitely just didn't hit that game. And that just happens. That's baseball. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it is. It's just amazing the run they're on. You can't expect them to win every single game, but they're winning at such a good clip right now that you know, and they're making other teams look bad that can't win at all, like the Mets. So that's what we want. So let's build a big enough lead that even if we eventually hit a little bit of a skid or a slump, then we've got a big enough lead in the division that things will work itself out, you know?
Yeah, and it looks like that we have, I mean, after today's win, I don't know when the Dodgers play, but nonetheless, even if they won today, we'd still be a game up in the win column. So we officially have the best record in baseball right now, which is an amazing thing to be saying.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, if you look at it, too, with the Mets, they did come off of their 12-game losing streak. So that helps them. But it's never happened in history of baseball that a team has lost 12 in a row and still made it to the playoffs. So that's a big thing for us. You know, and I know that, you know, we could do the old Dumb and Dumber. So you say we have a chance, but technically not so much. Let me ask you this. I know you're a Braves fan, Alan. Do you think that, you know, this lineup of Drake Baldwin, of Olsen, Riley, Acuna, I mean, do you think that, you know, this year could be the one year that we're going to all put it together, and it could be like battling the Dodgers for a chance? I mean, do we have the firepower to be able to stay up with them?
I think so. I mean, you look at the games where they've scored 6, 7, 8, 11 runs. They've got the firepower. There's no doubt about it. The pitching has only been suspect in the first inning a few times, but they have not really struggled pitching like entire games. It's just that, you know, you obviously don't want to be bringing in your relievers and having to go to your bullpen in the second and third inning like we've had to do a couple of times. But other than that, I mean, the pitching is strong. Somebody's going to get injured at some point, whether it's a pitcher or whether it's somebody that's hitting well. But they've got a good, you know, they're bringing people up and they're trying things out. So I feel like this is a year that they're absolutely going to go a long way. I mean, you never want to call the game too early and look like an idiot, but at the same time, I mean, I can't remember in recent history them hitting this well and having pitching that is not just keeping them in games, but allowing them to win games even from behind sometimes.
Exactly.
You know, and when you look at the Dodgers, how they built their roster, like they've got the firepower, but like you've got those Kiki Hernandez, you got, you know, this one or that one that are really good. And I would say that, you know, like Michael Harris and Ozzie Albies, those guys, if they continue to just, you know, I'm not asking you to hit 300. No. I'm not asking you to hit 40 home runs. I'm just asking you to hit 275, 280 with about 15 to 25 home runs and run the bases well. I'm very good with that. You know what I mean? I'm pretty happy with that.
I mean, right now with the small sample size that we have, it doesn't look like we need to do too much more. Let's not try too much. Let's not get crazy with it. Let's just be consistent. We're not even healed all the way. Strider's still working his way back. A couple of other guys. So
Murphy.
I mean, yeah, Murphy. So if we called guy up last night, said his name was. I said it earlier.
Yeah.
But if we're making call ups and these guys are panning out, I mean, dude, this is looking very, very optimistic.
Bless his heart, though. He come in. His parents were there. They had just talked to. They had just showed his parents on the screen.
Yeah.
His first pitch, and you said it was
James Wood.
James Wood.
Yeah.
He threw a fastball right there to James Wood. His first pitch in the Major League Baseball history for him, and he goes yard. But he only gives up a couple of runs in 6 innings.
I think he gave up 2 runs and ended up with the win. So I mean, he got his first
did
win.
fine. Yeah. So that's awesome.
Yeah. The only concern I have with the team right now, believe me, because you're talking about base running. Okay, so we can run the bases fine.
Yeah.
But what we can't do is stop anybody from stealing second. I mean, we might as well just give them second base because every time Heim or Baldwin throws down to second, we always miss the tag. We're always either late, high. I don't know what this we business is. I'm not on the field, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It is literally the most depressing thing. When I see the catcher pop up to throw to second, I'm like, there ain't no way he's going to get this guy. I don't think we've tagged anybody out at second all year.
Which kind of
that
goes
is the one thing.
Oh, you did
Go
it.
ahead.
You messed me up. You messed me up because I was hoping that we would keep this name out of everybody's mouth,
Jonah
but you
Heim.
had to bring up Jonah Heim. That's another reason why we don't need him on the team. I don't care about Jonah Heim. When I heard his name, anger went through me. He, again, is a catcher that did nothing to Solar when he charged the mound on our pitcher. Jonah Heim, you know what? We can't bring his name up anymore, Alan. That's it.
All right, I'm sorry about that. I didn't know. Well,
Murphy's going to have to come and take him.
It's not just him. Like I said, nobody, put whoever you want behind the mound. I don't care if you put, I don't care if you put Aaron Rodgers behind the mound. We can't throw that ball accurately to second base.
Yeah.
And it's always a high throw, and it's always away from the bag. And, I mean, like I said, they might as well just let them have it. I mean, as soon as they, just quit wasting your arm trying to throw these guys out because it's not happening. I would love to see the statistics on it this year, but I guarantee you we're less than 5%, getting people. Anyway, that's my soapbox.
Who would you blame that on? I mean, maybe not blame. Is that the pitcher not recognizing it, the pitching coach not calling for the correct pitch, knowing that it's a possible chance of a steal? Or are we solely just saying, hey, our catchers just don't have the arm to throw it down to second accurately? Where would you put most of that blame at?
Well, you'd have to go back and look at the pitcher and see, because obviously different pitchers have different motions.
Exactly.
And some are quick and some are slow. So if you look and you notice that the pitching motion is too complex or takes too long to deliver, that could be part of it. I haven't really noticed. It's happening every game, though. It's happening every game. And the problem is now you're putting runners in scoring position that don't really have to be there, and then that just puts more pressure on everybody in terms of positioning. And it also makes it harder to turn a double play when you've got a guy who can just sit on second, doesn't have to go to third, then they throw down at first. So we've made a lot of double plays. I think Dubon is stupendous. I think Albies is playing great. I think the infield for the most part has played lights out as far as stopping when there's ground balls and pop-ups and all that. But my God, I mean, again, we might as well just start handing out free passes like it's Monopoly when people get to first and like, here's your base.
Yeah, no doubt. They got to do a better job at holding them on. They got to have some better pickoff moves, that kind of stuff. I think that'll slow it down too. Or even some old school pitch outs. Why not go ahead and do the old school pitch out?
Yeah, they're not even trying to fool anybody, and I rarely see them go for the pickoff at first. You're right. Now, obviously, that's risky sometimes, because if the ball gets away from you, then they're definitely getting second and maybe third. So I get it, and I'm certainly not a coach, and I like what Weiss is doing. I think this is old school baseball. I think you've got a great lineup and everything's working right now. I'm just saying, if we had to button one thing up, to me it would be that situation. But otherwise, I mean, really hard to complain about run support. Really hard to complain about slugging and on-base percentage. I mean, these guys are getting, it's crazy. And like I said, the infield's amazing too. So, we'll just see what happens with the Phillies coming up. And I think they took 3 out of 4 from the Nationals, so that's good. They're still the only team in baseball, I think, that's not lost a series yet.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
So
that's fantastic. I'm excited about that. Now let's get over to the other side of golf. And is Scotty Scheffler just going to come in second all year? Is that what we're doing? I don't know. Is that what we're doing?
Well, even if he does, it'll still be impressive, because the thing about Scheffler is he just shows up and he just plays great golf almost every week, he's going to win. He's going to come in second. He's going to be top 10, top 5. I mean, he's one of those guys where in a sport where you don't have to win to get a big paycheck, but you just need to finish high up. I mean, I think short of Rory winning like 2 more majors this year, I think Scheffler's going to hold on to the number 1 spot. And like you said, I think he's just going to keep on playing well and winning. So he's just so solid. There's just no holes in his game is the problem. And he seems unflappable. He just doesn't care what anybody else is doing around him. It just doesn't seem to affect his play.
It's crazy how his demeanor is. Some of those guys, they allow it to affect them. You can tell when they hit a bad shot. I mean, if you look at, you remember what Rose, how he looked in the Masters when he would hit the bad shot or whatever. Or even Roy, he had a couple of times where he allowed it to, get him. And that's even on the flip side of it. Scheffler, when he hits a great shot or when he hits one, terrible, it's just like it never affects him. He reminds me of a guy that just knows that he's so good that it's just like it doesn't bother him, and he's just like, well, I don't know. I'm happy with my family. I make a lot of money, and I get to play golf for fun.
Yeah, I mean, what an absolute life. I mean, the last week in the RBC Heritage, and I was watching that, trying to watch a little bit of the last round, closer to the last end, and I thought Fitzpatrick had it wrapped up. But again, Scotty continues to scratch and claw with that calm demeanor and puts himself in contention week in and week out. It doesn't matter who's up there. It always seems like, there are a couple of different names, but one name that doesn't change is Scotty Scheffler. Yeah. Always in contention. Really thought he was going to pull off that playoff hole, but that approach shot to the green was just a little off track, and Fitzpatrick was able to nail the putt. Was hoping he would maybe miss it, and they could tie the hole and go on to the next one. But no, man, he's always in contention. He's a solid player.
Is he your favorite golfer by chance, Alan?
No, I mean, he's not my favorite, but I don't have anything against him. I think watching him is a little bit, mundane almost, because like you said, he's so good and he just doesn't make mistakes. And even when he does make that occasional thing, it's just kind of like, oh, well, it's almost like he'd planned for it, and so it's like, I know I'm going to have a couple of bad shots. This is weird because this era of golf is just a little bit past, my prime of watching, which was more like the Matt Kuchars and the Stuart Sinks and all that. So we're on the backside. So now I'm kind of having to readjust. I really like watching Bryson play because what he can do with the golf ball and just move it so far. But watching live golf is like trying to catch the Braves. It's just hard to find it on TV. And if he'll ever get back to the tour, it'll make it a lot better.
He's making too much money, man. They're just throwing.
Well, I know, but I think there. Yeah, but I think Liv's going to be over with after this year anyway. Yeah. So I fully expect them to try to come up with a pathway to get these guys back on tour because they need the star power. Now, they need, obviously they got Koepka back. They're going to have Reed back soon. But they need John Rahm. They need Cam Smith. They need Bryson DeChambeau. They need the biggest names in the world. These are marquee players. I mean, you wouldn't sit LeBron James out just because he decided to play in Europe for 6 months. They'd let him come right back to the NBA. Yep. They wouldn't be like, oh, no, you got to sit out. They'd be like, no, we need our billboard players, our guys that draw eyes. And so I think after this year, I think the LIV thing, I know there was a lot of hullabaloo a week or so ago about it. I honestly think that the PIF is going to quit funding this after this year. They've taken enough of a bath, and even uber rich people know when to turn the faucet off. And so I think they're going to turn it off. I think this is going to be over with, and then I think you're going to see about 4 to 6 names somehow miraculously appear back on the PGA Tour. And then I think the rest of these guys are going to be scrambling to make a living. I think the rest of them are going to have to go play DP World Tour or play in Asia or something. I don't know where they're going to end up, but nobody's going to care about what Emilio Grillo is doing. It's not going to,
Agreed.
It's not going to affect anybody. So I think that's what's going to happen.
I thought you were going to say Emilio Estevez. I was thinking, man, Billy the Kid's playing golf now? I didn't know.
Alan, two questions real quick. Why do you think when, like, I know Bryson's won some events, but every time he seems to come play a PGA Tour event since he's joined LIV, it's kind of seemed like a flop. John Rahm's game has kind of went down. Koepka, yes, he's back on the tour, but, he's not making, any big pushes. Twofold question. Why do you think these guys' games seem to decline going over to LIV? And do you think when the money's all washed up and they're welcome back to the PGA, are they going to be, just because they've won some tournaments, are they going to welcome back with open arms, say, hey, just join it in? Or are they going to have to re-earn cards, win tournaments to get back in these prestigious ones? Or are they going to make them climb the ranks again?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question, and nobody knows exactly what's going to happen. I mean, Koepka was able to sit out for a while out of LIV and then come back to the PGA Tour, but he didn't play golf for a while. And Patrick Reed is going to go play on the DP World Tour. He hasn't played LIV in a while now either. So there is a pathway, but they closed that door a few weeks ago and said, hey, this is your window. You have to go through it now, and then you have to take your punishment if you want to come back. And nobody else went. Rahm didn't go, and Bryson didn't go. So now, it's really a question of, is the PGA Tour willing to rewrite the rule book? And since this is also new anyway, and there were no rules a few years ago about all this kind of stuff, not really, then they can always rewrite the rule book. I mean, who cares? Again, I use my LeBron or whoever, pick whoever you want, Steph Curry, you pick whatever superstar in whatever sport you want. And I'm going to tell you right now that whatever that league is wants them on the television. And so they want ticket sales and all that.
Yeah.
So I think they'll rewrite the rule book. And I think if people bitch and moan, I think they'll say to those people that are complaining, I think they'll look at them and say, hey, if you were a mega star, we would do this for you. And, we need these stars. We need these people that have this draw. John Rahm has a green jacket. Yeah. Bryson has a U.S. Open, and he's also one of the most recognizable, if not the most recognizable face in active golf right now, beyond Tiger and Phil, who are not active. So I'm sorry, but they're going to do what they have to do to let. I don't care. They're going to let them back. You're not going to see them sit out of golf for a full year. It's not going to happen.
I agree. We're talking with Alan Watson of Golf Plus. Alan, what's going on at the shop, man? You got any new stuff there? You got any demo stuff going on too?
Yep. Yeah, we got a bunch of new stuff in from Nike. So new golf bags, new head covers. They're old school, like they look like the the basketball shoes from a few years ago, so they kind of have that throwback look. So we got some really cool looking head covers and bags that are Nike. Just came in. We got some new model putters in from Ping called Scottsdale Tech that are really great. I'm super excited about those. We've got new irons from Ping as well, the 540 and 740 series. New golf bags in, just keep flowing in every day. I mean, the store is full, so if you need anything for golf, please come see us because, man, we are chocked up full, ready to go for the season.
Now, we've only got a couple of seconds left. Give us an update on what's going on. You're about to unveil something new for you guys, and we're happy to let you tell us all about it.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing Whatnot, and if you're not familiar with what that is, that's an app. It's a platform where people can do live social selling, social shopping. So it's kind of like QVC in the old days or Home Shopping Network, but now it's in a format online where people can do it. And you can sell, and so we're going to be selling. We're partnering with Whatnot. They came to us and said, "Hey, you're a big golf retailer, and we love your social media, so this would be a perfect partnership."
Wow,
so
awesome.
We're going to be on Whatnot. We're called the Beach Golf Shop, so you can find Beach Golf Shop on Whatnot. And our first show will be not this Sunday, but the next Sunday, which I think is May the 3rd, starting at 6:20. And that's what we're working on, is just getting ready for that so that we can start selling to people all over the world. and also locally, if you want to. Some people just like to shop this way. They feel like they get deals this way, and it's just really exciting. It's an auction format, but all the auctions on our site are going to start at $1, so it's going to be really easy to get, and it's fast. It just goes really quickly, so it's kind of exciting.
Well, I've been to auctions and all that, and you never know, man. I might be able to come over there and give you got a 2 to 3 to 4 to 5, 6, 7, 8. But I doubt it. I'm kidding. I'm definitely kidding. I'm joking. That's a joke. But either way, give us the location and the hours of operation, my friend.
Yeah, we're over here at the Shops at Edgewater on the corner of Front Beach and R. Jackson. So we're right next to Firefly in the same shopping center as Firefly and Rocket Lanes. We're open 9 to 5 Monday through Friday and 10 to 4 on Saturday. All
right, Alan. Well, man, have a great weekend. And you got Fernando Mendoza going tonight, correct?
Yeah, I think so. It's tomorrow night. Are they going to play tonight?
No,
they just played today.
No. It's we got Francisco Mendoza going number 1 to the Raiders tonight at 7 o'clock.
Oh, the Raiders. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that.
The draft.
You had me thrown off there on the draft. Yeah, I don't follow the football as much as I should. Oh, Mendoza, the quarterback from the that winning team that would have never won if not for NIL. But anyway, whatever. Good luck to him. And that'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that, and you're exactly right. That's right. Don't relive the football season, but yeah, that's exactly what happened. Thank you so much, Alan. Have a great weekend, my friend.
All right. Bye, guys. Thank y'all.
See you, Alan.
When we come back, we are going to talk a little bit more about the draft, but we got to get into this NBA. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The Magic plays here.
It's Game 3 of the Orlando Magic versus the Detroit Pistons.
Lob for Liddell, and he will throw it down hard. That is gorgeous stuff.
Coverage starts Saturday at 11:30. Tip-off at noon right here.
Your new home for select Orlando Magic games. The NBA is on. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good afternoon. This is Anna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Thursday's weather forecast. Sunny the remainder of the day with temps near 78 and a wind 10 to 15 miles per hour. Clear skies tonight, a light breeze and a temperature of 64. The same tomorrow around 79 with mostly sunshine and a wind around 7 miles per hour out of the south-southeast. Partly sunny in the morning followed by a possibility of thunderstorms Saturday and hot around 76. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Business professionals looking for a private room or office space? Whether you're a local or in town for work or relaxation, you need a flexible office workspace. Rent a fully featured office space by the hour, day, or week, as flexible as you are. Fully loaded with all the tools you'll need in a comfortable corporate atmosphere. Smoker friendly, free parking. Meet your client here in downtown Panama City. Call 850-771-1326. 850-771-1326.
That boot store reminds you Mother's Day is just around the corner. Make it a Western Mother's Day by shopping that boot store. You'll find a huge selection of Western wear for the youngest to the oldest mother, and at prices you can afford. Gift certificates are available too, so Mom can shop for herself. That boot store open Tuesday through Thursday, 9 till 5, Friday and Saturday, 9 till 5:30. That boot store next to Bill Bird Kia, 15th Street, Panama City. That boot store, where God is good all the time.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida gets results. Here's Brandon Strickland from Recommended Collision Center, Jinx Avenue in Panama City.
At Recommended Collision Center, we're all about taking care of our community, and advertising on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has helped us do just that. Social media ads were getting stale, but the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson gave us a fresh way to reach local customers. We've seen more vehicles coming in for estimates, more phone calls, and more people recognizing our name. It's been a great partnership for our business, pairing up with 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
To see how 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida can help grow your business, go to ESPNPC.com and click the contact button. Get your message heard and cut through the clutter. Go to ESPNPC.com and click the contact button.
Eat, sleep, game. This is your sports obsession. ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Sports Blitz.
We are back and live on this beautiful Thursday right here in Panama City Beach, Florida. Thank you so much for being with us. This is the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget, Saturday, noon tip-off, Orlando Magic and the Detroit Pistons. You can also listen on the ESPN Northwest Florida app. You can download that as well. And if you want to be a part of this show, you can be. 850-215-6290 is the way to do it. You can text in or you can call the line. I've got Brandon here with us today, and we're talking NBA basketball. You know, we've got the Orlando Magic, and they're our team. They're the ones we send people to go watch for tickets. They're the closest to us. We love them. We're pulling for them. But the other night, last night actually, they didn't get it done. 98-83, they lose to the Pistons. You know, one of the things that we talked about when we talked to the play-by-play announcer from the Orlando Magic last week, he was telling us how important Jalen Suggs was. Now, last night, Jalen Suggs, he tore it up in the first half. Yeah. He had 15 points in the first half, but he went cold, and he went for 4 points in the second half. So he's 7 of 18 from the field, 3 from 10 from three-point range. That was the big story. They just couldn't knock down their threes. I mean, if you look at it, Wendell Carter Jr. was 0 for 2 from three-point land. Paolo Banchero's 0 for 2. Franz Wagner was 0 for 2 as well. So, I mean, they really did not shoot the ball well from the three-point line.
They shot 25% from the three-point line. I mean, that's not going to get it. That's not going to get it done. I mean, not that the Pistons shot any better though. They shot at 23%. So, had to be points in the paint. It had to be a little bit of grit. It had to be a little more want there. You know, when the ball isn't falling in, when you're not shooting, well, you've got to get a little mean, a little nasty down in the paint. That's just what it is. And if the ball's not falling in, it's going to want it more.
It's a crazy thing is because the first game, if you look at it, we had 5 of the starters in double-digit scoring. Well, that didn't happen. And then, like, for the Pistons, Cade Cunningham had, like, 39 points the first game. And, like, the rest of his team didn't score. Well, roles were definitely reversed. Obviously, we had 4 people in double digits, but nobody was into the 20-point range.
No.
So Paulo had 18. Like I said earlier, Jalen had 19. But then when you look at it, if you look at Cade Cunningham, he didn't shoot as much, but he had 27. And then they had 4 other starters in double-digit scoring. And that's the thing. It kind of spread out. So they changed places
they did.
From game 1 to game 2. You know, for me, the Magic, this is really the only series that I could see them winning. I don't think that they would be able to beat the Celtics. And you had a early take on that.
Yeah.
Do you really believe that the Magic lost that first play-in game so that they wouldn't play against the Celtics?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's win or lose, you're in the playoffs. Right? So what's it matter? You know, if losing gets you to play the number 1 seed, but technically a less talented
Well, they had
team.
to play the Hornets. They still had to play the Hornets to beat them to get to the 8 seed.
Yes,
but
and
still,
once you're there, and once you know that whether you win or lose this playoff game, they were one of the ones that, you know, they had to win their first play-in game. If not, they were going home, and then they played for the 7 and 8 seed. But once you're there, it's total strategy at that point.
Yeah.
You know, it's what team are we going to better match up with? And I wholeheartedly believe at that point, if you're guaranteed to make it in and you're not risking not making it in, if there's a 0% chance to not make it in and you're definitely going to, then they could have definitely lost that game on purpose. They probably had better matchups with the Detroit Pistons than they do the Boston Celtics, who haven't been healthy all year. And if they would have been, then the Boston Celtics would have been the number 1 overall seed. So I think they did a smart decision. I mean, they've split the series right now 1-1. And it goes to show you, I believe, what they do. That game they won was it at Detroit?
Yeah. They won the first one at Detroit. So
that's huge.
The big thing.
Showing that you're able to win on the road, that tells you that the series is winnable for you if you can get it right. Now, they lost the second game in Detroit. I believe the next 2 will be coming back to Orlando. As long as they don't, I mean, I believe they could drop 1, but if they really want to get ahead in the series, they need both of these at home.
Yeah.
Because obviously Detroit's got an extra game at home. So to flip the series, they're going to have to take both these at home.
I'm hoping that they're able to do this because realistically, when you look at the next round, it's probably going to be against the Cavs.
Yeah, who are up 2-0 against the Raptors right now.
I think it's doable. I really believe that they could, if they can somehow get past the Pistons, I think they have the ability because, I think like Jalen Suggs, he'll be playing, I think he can play good defense on the perimeter, and that's really where the Cavs are strong. They're really not – I know they got Mobley and those guys, but I just think the Cavs are a beatable team going into that second round. And realistically, the one thing that the announcer had made a good point is that everybody is a little bit disappointed in the building because of so much talent that's on this team, and they feel like they played under their capabilities this year. But now they seem like they're playing what they thought they could do, And I think their coach, he really is a guy, Coach Mosley. He's a guy that is creative. I don't know if you heard me yesterday, but I said what he did instead of going over game film and getting ready for the team, for the Pistons the first night. What he did is he played all of their college highlights to show them this is who we drafted, this is why we got you, and this is who you are.
Yeah, I hear that's a sports psychology tactic there because there have been multiple interviews with multiple superstars when they're in slumps.
Yeah,
they go back and watch their highlights.
Yeah,
and remind themselves and rewire their brain to say, yeah, this is what I can do. I've done it before. I can do it again. And I've heard for a lot of athletes that does help them get out of slumps. So he just took a page out of the sports psychology book and was like, hey, I'm going to show you guys what you're capable of. Then I want you to go out there and be capable and go do it because you can. And I've showed you can. So I totally get that, and yeah, they're playing the number one seed, but the best part about playing the number one seed, if you win, you take their road.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I do think if you're capable of beating the Pistons, why aren't you capable of beating the Cavs if they win that series? I think it's a definitely winnable road. If you're able to prove you can beat the number one seed, again, more sports psychology, you can beat the number one seed, you can beat anybody. Whether you can or not, they're thinking it.
Yeah.
Half the sports is mental. So if they're believing it, I believe it can happen.
Well, and Donovan Mitchell's a ball hog, so is James Harden. So you got two of those guys playing with one ball. That's because there's going to be some conflict going on there.
Yeah.
So I think
right now
Orlando,
it's working. Right now it's working oddly.
You don't believe that, do you?
Hey, let's let these playoffs unwind. Like I said, they get past the Raptors, which I don't think is going to necessarily be a problem. But until somebody wins a game on the road, then it's not even really a series. So let them go up to Toronto, get a win, and then we'll be talking about the Cavs, and hopefully the Orlando Magic can get that next one, go up 2-1.
Poor Canada. They just can't win, can they?
Man, no. Nobody really.
Poor guys.
Nobody really roots for them. I'm surprised. I guess, they've got their entire country backed into one team, so I'm guessing they allow them to keep one.
Yeah, that's fine. But, I thought of that when you said that. I was like, Toronto. Who wants to go to Toronto? Who wants to play in Toronto? It's cold up there.
Yeah.
So, but I'm pulling for them. What do you think about the resurgence of LeBron James? I'm not a big fan. I don't love LeBron at all.
I know you don't. I've never been like a super LeBron fan, but the older I've gotten, just the more I've appreciated. I think the game is really going to miss the guy when he leaves.
Yeah.
And I think the greatness of him will be more respected once he's out of the league than when he is in the league. So I think it's super nostalgic watching him and Kevin Durant battle it out. Two old heads. They're both literally balding, but they're balling out.
Easy on the hair stuff, bro. Easy. That's what happens to older guys.
Hey, it's already happening to your boy over here. So I can speak from experience. But no, man, they're out there. They're a bunch of just grown men, dads out there that are out there playing with kids, and they're out there balling, and they have been out there for the last 15 to to 20 years, and they're doing their thing they've done for so long. So it's really cool to see, you know, 2 Hall of Famers out there. You know, we don't realize it now, but these are going to be Hall of Famers. They're going to be talked about with some of the greats that, you know, I watched as a kid, you watched as a kid. They're going to go down in that same book. So it's just cool kind of to recognize that in the moment and just kind of relish it.
Do you think the Lakers have a shot if they can get past the Rockets? Because obviously they got OKC with Luka and Austin Reeves coming back. Do you think they have anything that they could maybe, you know, come up against the OKC? Because, you know, really OKC is probably going to repeat.
Yeah, OKC's a strong candidate, and a lot of people don't talk about it. A lot of those guys are still, I believe, on their rookie deals, and they're able to afford and pay people. I think Shea's out of his rookie deal. They're paying him a hefty penny. But I don't know if Chet Holmgren's off of it or any of the other guys. I think they're still riding all those rookie deals. They're one of the youngest teams. And I believe they have a top 5 pick in this NBA draft. Maybe not a top
10.
3. Top 10?
Yes.
So I'd have to look at that. But, I mean, they're still getting solid draft picks. And so they're only going to continue to improve. You know, if Austin Reeves comes back and Luka Doncic comes back, and they're not coming back at a half percentage or 3/4, if they're coming back 80 to 90, nobody's 100 at this point.
Right.
Let's be real. But if they're coming back, I don't see why not, man. I mean, I remember in my lifetime watching LeBron carry teams, put them on his back. Didn't even know none of the other guys' names on his team, but they were in finals. They were in contention. That same attitude, he may not be the same like athletic style. He may not be able to carry the team, but, man, he's going to put him in positions. He's going to delegate. He's going to know when he needs to step it up, when to sit back, let Austin Reeves shoot, let Luka, you know, dance it in the paint. You know, he still knows how to play the game of basketball. So if you're telling me they got a shot, yeah, I think they do. If they can kind of, especially if they sweep the Rockets or they can get out of that, you know, in 5. That's a lot of rest, and that rest is absolutely crucial in times like this because it looks like the Thunder's probably going to sweep the Suns. So they're young; they really don't need the rest all that much. But you know, I guess at this point of the season, it's much appreciated.
Yeah, when you look at talking about the draft, I will bring this up. A.J. DeBonsta, the star from BYU, did declare for the NBA draft today.
Yeah.
So a lot of people believe he's going to be the number 1 pick.
Very much so.
I think Chicago might have the number 1 pick this year. So if that's the case, Chicago's going to go with him because he's 6'9", 6'10".
Apparently, Nate Emmett, you know, who averaged 25 in the regular season, averaged, I think, like 16 or 17 in the tournament. We've talked about him on here before.
Yeah.
I mean, he's another 6'10", can dribble the ball. I mean, apparently he's a lottery pick. He has not decided if he's coming back to Tennessee or if he's entering the draft. I think that if, you know.
You want him to stay?
Of course. I mean, of course I want him to stay. But that's the selfish fanatic in myself wants him to stay.
Yeah.
You know, if it's said that, you know, if it's rumored that he may go outside the top 10, that he may stay because the money differentialities on, you know, 1 more year at Tennessee, which he'll demand probably $5 to $7 million.
Oh my gosh!
Isn't that insane?
If you're paying me $5 to $7 million as a basketball player, you got to take me to the 2nd, 3rd, 4th round of the tournament.
That's what we have.
You have to.
We've been spending, and I'm not here to talk about NIL or Tennessee basketball, but from what I've heard, we have been absolutely spending money on athletes. We have pulled players in who from other teams who are averaging 15, 16, 17.
Yeah.
We've pulled 3 or 4 of them in. If he stays, you know, who knows? You know, I'm hoping that I ranted the other week about Tennessee not spending on any players, and here we are spending. And I told you the fans are tired of it. So long story short, he could be a top 5, top 10 lottery draft if his medicals go and teams are actually wanting him, but I'm kind of hoping he's staying.
Yeah, well, Florida's very happy because Thomas Hawk is staying.
He did.
And, you know, that's a big deal for them. And with him staying, Condon staying, Chimalu probably is going to stay, and some of those guys coming back again, I guess they're looking like the preseason number 1 team in the country.
Yeah, I mean, those are the types of kids who said, to hell with this, let's stay, let's win. We left a lot on the table. Let's go get this. We're good enough. You know, they make a good team. Now, were all those guys like top 10 draft picks? No, probably not. You know, and you have to think about it. It's not just about the money, but where you're going to go get drafted. Like, I don't know if you remember Dalton Knecht for Tennessee.
Yeah.
He got drafted by the Lakers. He was a lottery pick, a first round, but he went to the Lakers, and he's been sitting for 2 years, and it is hurting his draft stock. It's hurting like him being able to play and put product on there, and the Lakers know what they got. They want an arm and a leg for him, but he's not getting the play. So a lot of these guys, if they're not going to teams where they are absolutely wanted, or let's say needed and not wanted, then they may think they're not going to get to play. They're going to ride the bench. And so, to come back a year later and to put themselves in a better position, still making the money that they're making, I think it's an easier decision today than it was, 6, 7, 8 years ago.
Yeah, and it's going to be curious to see what happens with this year's draft because all those guys are going to go or not. But either way, we're going to go ahead and take our next break. When we come back, we'll discuss a little bit more of this, and I can't wait. Till the 5 o'clock hour, we're going to be talking about the NFL draft. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Lock it in and rip the knob off. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has turned up the power.
I'm getting an off, God, Captain.
From Port St. Joe to Panama City to Fort Walton Beach, the biggest sports signal in the Panhandle.
If I push it any harder, the whole thing will blow.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
For over 50 years, Coin & Boyan Reserve's fine jewelry has been your diamond headquarters, a local trusted source for diamonds and fine jewelry. And now, get ready for our largest diamond jewelry sale ever, 30 to 75% off. For one day only, Saturday, April 25th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. When our doors open, diamonds move fast. Don't miss out. Coin & Boyan Reserve's fine jewelry, your diamond headquarters on the corner of 15th Street and East Avenue.
Full residential and commercial projects from start to finish. Wheelhouse is ready to help. From the moment you have the thought to build to the moment you step through the front door of your finished project, Wheelhouse Consulting and Engineering will walk you through all of your aspirations. Engineering, site plans, live architectural design, construction, 3D rendering, permits, and more. Wheelhouse Consulting and Engineering, 850-896-6597, 850-896-6597, and online at wheelhousedba.com.
ESPN Northwest Florida advertisers get results. Here's MaxFit Sports Nutrition owner Jason Kovaleski.
So if you're looking to advertise or if you have a small business and you're looking to drive traffic to your store, check out ESPN 104.3 with Coach James Hale Show. I've been working with them for 7 years. They've driven a lot of traffic to my business. I get people all the time in my store that say, hey, I've heard you on the radio. It's one thing to advertise on the radio where people may hear it. It's another thing to be able to come on, talk to your customers directly. It's just one of the best form of advertisements I did, and I've gotten great returns off of it. So if you're looking for some form of advertisement to drive traffic, check out Coach Hale Show on ESPN. Contact Coach Hale, and he'll hook you up and get you started in the right direction and get you a lot more business.
Get results for your business. Call ESPN Northwest Florida, 850-215-4468. 850-215-4468.
Broadcasting from the heart of the Gulf Coast and streaming to every corner of the map. This is the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
We are back live and local right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. This is the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson, and we're so glad that you joined us today. Don't forget Saturday, Orlando Magic versus the Pistons playoff basketball tip-offs at noon. You can listen right here at 104.3, or you can do the download of the ESPN Northwest Florida app. Don't forget, if you want to be a part of the show, you can be 850-215-6290. You can text in or you can call in as well. I want to get your response, but before I do, we want to go ahead and welcome our other person on the show today. We're going to call him Rip Van Winkle Jeff today because he likes his nappies. Jeffrey, how you doing today? Did you get you a nice nap? You feel better?
I did give myself a nice sleep.
You do?
Mellow right now.
Very mellow? Okay, yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. All I can see about your shirt says that I want to eat hot dogs, and that's all I can say. But I see the other part says tell the umpire he's blind. I get it now. Okay, so we're good. So you're good. We're ready to go. We didn't get to talk about it too much, but yesterday Alabama extended the contract of Kalen DeBoer and Nate Oates. So, Brandon, let me ask you. I mean, I guess with the way his winning percentage has been, are we being spoiled here? Are we too spoiled because of Saban? Because really, who else is left to coach if we were to move on from DeBoer? I mean, is there anybody else out there technically? I mean, realistically, could we offer Cignetti and lure him to Alabama from Indiana? I mean, who can we get if we don't have DeBoer?
If you're Cignetti, why would you do that? They're paying you just as much, if not more, at Indiana. I guess expectations are slowly changing.
They are
in Indiana, but if they weren't to win a national championship, I don't think they'd be, pitchforks and torches saying fire him.
Yeah, like Alabama.
Exactly. So it's like, why? Other than to say, I'm the head coach of Alabama. I think that is slowly starting to fade, Paul. I don't think that, yes, it's still a top position job, still no righty. But, man, you're starting to be able to do that at other places, and they've proven it. And I don't think that, these coaches making the money they're making and the ability to win practically anywhere, they really are dying to go places like Alabama or, Penn State.
They're able to pay the money.
Exactly.
So, I mean, and there's not a lot of coaches left over. I mean, we talked about Brian Kelly going to Florida State, but there's no possible way he could come to Alabama. You're talking about not fitting. But, I mean, realistically, who else would be left? I mean, Jimbo Fisher's still out there, Coach O's still out there, and Brian Kelly's out there. Those are just the names of people that are well known. But
Willie
really,
Fritz.
That's your guy.
Why are you laughing?
That's your guy.
There's no laughing at this. He is just as accomplished as John Summerall.
Yeah.
Equally.
Right.
Yeah.
And everybody,
yet you just laugh.
And everybody's not sold on Summerall yet either. I mean, everybody's kind of like wait and see. And was he better than Fritz, or was he about the same?
He was about the same. The thing is that John Summerall has less years.
Right.
Willie Fritz has been around for longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Willie Fritz just had that one bad down year at Tulane and then turned it right back around.
Yeah.
It was one of the biggest turnarounds in college football in the last 20 years.
And then you look at Alabama on the flip side of this. We made the playoffs last year. So why is everybody aggravated?
That's the goal in Alabama?
Why is everybody aggravated?
Do you hear this, Brandon?
I'm hearing it. Expectations are slowly
What
starting
percentage
to
do you want a win percentage? Because I was doing the math in my head, and I was trying to figure out what 11-4 is, and it's not even 75%. So is it just 75%? Is that okay for you? Because he didn't even do that last year.
Well, you just want to make the playoff, and you want to win a championship. So that's the only thing. So you can't win a championship unless you make the playoff. I don't care if you win 10 games.
And then y'all were down, was it 14-0 to Oklahoma in the playoffs? Or was it worse than that? I can't remember. It might have been 17-0. I can't remember. I know it wasn't no 10. It was definitely 14 or 17-0. Might have been 21.
Did we beat them? I don't. Did we?
Y'all
win?
beat them.
Okay.
And it was right before the half. And the entire second half.
Second half, yeah.
I mean, as an Alabama fan, do you think he's worth $12.5 million a year?
No, I don't.
I mean, has he done?
I just don't know who else we could get.
Has he done Kirk Cignetti things or Kirby Smart things or Ryan Day things?
No, he's not done Kirby Smart things.
He hasn't done either one of those things.
Yeah.
He went to the playoff. He's done James Franklin things. He can't win the big one.
And the thing is, y'all have extended him until 2033. It was a 7-year extension.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if Alabama fires him without cause, and I'm assuming you drop 3 or 4 games in a season and y'all aren't happy, that's a without cause. Unless it's in it contractually, like, hey, you have to win this many games a year, or we expect this, or you can't lose against these 3 or 4 teams, or it's a fireable offense. I'm sure that could be written in a contract, especially at Alabama. But they'll owe him 90% of his remaining contract if they terminate him prior.
Oh, wow. Well, we're going to go ahead and go to the line. We've got Washington State Nate on the phone now, since we're talking about old Washington coach Kalen DeBoer. How you doing today, Nate?
Well, it's kind of interesting you guys brought this up on draft day. Now I've got to pivot to Kellen DeBoer, which is fine. I can talk Kevin DeBoer. I can talk DeBoer all day long. The fact is this: is that I have no love for the man.
Yeah.
Because he did us dirty.
Yeah.
He had an opportunity. He won his, got to the national title and then got sent to Alabama. Great, awesome. Does he have what Nick Saban has? No, he doesn't. The reason is because he's not Nick Saban. Nick Saban was a leader of young men to become men. DeBoer doesn't have that pedigree yet. That doesn't mean he won't. So, Alabama, pump the brakes. Look at the option here. You've got a coach now for 7 years.
Yeah.
You can build around this coach. He can get you to the game, and he will. But you've got to be a little bit more patient. So put down the Kool-Aid, whatever you guys are drinking in Alabama.
Sweet tea. They drink sweet tea.
Ride the tide. You want the tide to roll, right?
Right.
Well, guess what? There's ebbs and flow in every tide. You're going to have down years. And DeBoer can bring you to success, but you've got to give him the opportunity to do it. Now, can he do it? Yes. Will he do it? It's still yet to be seen. But if you lock in a coach right now, because the head coaches are making big money. If you lock him in at $12.5 a year for 7 years, what's to say that in 2 years, head coaches are going to be making $20 million a year,
yeah, true.
$30 million a year.
True.
So you've got him locked in. So if he doesn't succeed, it's on him. He won't be able to go anywhere else. He won't be able to do anything else. And I think he likes that pressure. I think he really absorbs the limelight and wants to be the guy. So Alabama's like, okay, we're going to make you the guy. Put up or shut up.
And that's the hardest thing for the fans, because there is the expectation. And you know what? It's the same thing that other schools have had to deal with, but maybe not in this long of capacity. We've won for so long, it's so hard not to win every year. You knew you were going to drop 1, maybe 2 games every year when you had Coach Saban there. But you knew in the end you were going to be in the talk to win it all. With this guy, we don't know. Everybody's kind of like, oh, my gosh, if we lose 1, if we lose 2, are we out? Are we in? Are we out? Now, if we get to 16 teams, or if we do what the Big Ten wants to do and put 20-something teams, then, yeah, I feel good about it. But realistically, Alabama fans, they don't know what it means to pump the brakes, brother.
Well, I understand that, but with the NIL the way it is now, and the things that nothing is set in stone. This is like the Wild Wild West. They don't know what they have until they don't have it anymore.
That's true. Very true.
Do you understand? I mean, you see what I'm saying, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
If they're looking for the future that they want, guess what? That future's not going to be there because everything changes so quickly.
And the
with
game
the NIL,
has changed.
They don't care about the fan anymore. They don't care about the fan. Nobody cares about the fan. The fans care about the fans. We're all beating our chest, going to the tailgaters, drinking the Kool-Aid, eating the hot dogs, buying the merch, and Alabama. They don't want to lose that because they're the top 4 in like sales for college memorabilia.
Yeah.
If they lose that, they lose the NIL. Period.
Yeah. No, you're
because
exactly right.
the boosters aren't going to support a team that doesn't win.
No, they're not.
So
and that's
everything,
right.
They rolled the dice. They're going to pay the price, and they better hope that football messiah DeBoer can show them to the promised land.
Well, you got
out.
Well, I agree with him. I think he's right. I think that the game has changed. Nick Saban knew exactly what he was doing when he left. He knew exactly what the game was about to be, and he did not want to be a part of it. He did not want to be about having to go recruit 2 separate entities, one being high school, one being NIL transfer portal. He did not want to do both. He wanted to keep getting the players that he could get out of high school, mature them. If they were good enough to play as a freshman, they played. But if they didn't, they would get depth at that position, learn from the older guys, have first-round draft picks after first-round draft picks after first-round draft picks. Now he's seeing the future. He knew this was coming. He said, I don't want to have anything to do with it. That's why he got out of Dodge immediately. People said, oh, because of this or that. No, he got out because he saw this coming. This is not sustainable. There's no way you're going to see the same team dominating year after year, year after year. It's not going to happen anymore.
He said it in an interview at some point. I remember listening to it, and it was the fact that at the end of every season, he sits down with every player and does almost like an exit interview, like, hey, this is how you can get better. This is, your goal. We want to get you to the draft, yada, yada, yada. This is how you can be a better man, better situation. This is how we can develop you. And he says those exit interviews went from, development and character building and trying to grow them to, hey, coach, what am I making next year? Or, hey, I got so and so offered me this. So if you can get somewhere close
from
to
Tennessee
it,
and LSU.
Exactly. So the exit interviews, the discussions, he's seen and heard the writing on the wall, and he says, man, this is not what I'm in college football for what I've been doing the last 20 years. It's not going to work here soon.
Do you think Cignetti's going to be able to sustain what he's done? Because all it's going to take is for him to fail at what he's done. He's done it right 1 year, right? The year before he did really well, but this year he done it with one team, went undefeated, won the championship. If he throws 3 games this year, everybody's going to throw him out with the bathwater. And we'll have to, I'll get your response right after the break. When we come back, we're going to finish this up, but then we're going to go into the NFL draft. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Colin Cowherd. You can't fool players because if you look at the top teams in the league, look at their star. SGA, scoring champ, star, OKC. Wemby, San Antonio. Denver, Jokic, best player in the world. Minnesota, Ant. Boston, Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Detroit, the great Cade Cunningham. I love Jalen Brunson. He's not that list.
The Herd. Weekdays 2 to 4. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Thursday. For tonight, clear skies and a low of 64 with a light breeze out of the south-southeast, around 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow morning, sunshine with temps around 76. In the afternoon and evening, mostly sunny and a temperature near 77. Moving into Saturday, about the same with a high of 78 and partly sunny in the morning followed by a possibility of thunderstorms. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Operation Spay Bay Vaccine Clinic in Fountain, Florida, coming up May 16th. Yes, it's 17822 Center Drive, Fountain, Florida. Operation Spay Bay will be having a vaccination clinic on May 16th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Free rabies vaccines with $20 exam going to be in your area, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on May the 16th in Fountain, Florida. Operation Spay Bay. Get them fixed today.
Conference space for rent in downtown Panama City. A comfortable professional conference space loaded with amenities. Full kitchen, shower, sofas, leather chairs, large screen smart TVs, exterior smoking section, and everything you need for up to 20 people. Have a CPR class, getting the crew together for the big game, private chefs. Want major wow factor? To rent conference space, call 850-771-1326. 771-1326.
WGSX Nathan, WVLQ Port St. Joe, ESPN Northwest Florida. ESPN Northwest Florida. The Magic plays here.
It's Game 3 of the Orlando Magic versus the Detroit Pistons.
Lob for Liddell, and he will throw it down hard. That is gorgeous stuff.
Coverage starts Saturday at 11:30. Tip-off at noon right here.
Your new home for select Orlando Magic games. The NBA is on. ESPN Northwest Florida. Call in with your questions, hot takes, and rants at 850-215-6290.
Now, I'm sure that most of you have used a dial telephone before.
The Sports Talk Monster.
ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Now back to the Sports Blitz.
What it do, people? It's the homie Lil Cash. Right now you tuned in with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida, the hottest sports show in the South. Let's go. Cause Lil Cash with another hit with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz. Where they talk trash and they talk ish. When it comes to sports, man, they too legit. It's 104.3 ESPN. If you love sports, better chime in. NFL, college, local sports, they got it. NBA, they got it. Sports Blitz, the topic. The show hottest wasabi. Better tune in and go watch it. Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. If you even tried, you can't stop it. Bone Crusher gon' pop it. No Jeff gon' pop it. Go like, comment, subscribe, and share. Right now.
It's Thursday, and you're locked into the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida, your spot for the NBA draft, for the NFL draft, for anything sports-related right here in the Panhandle. We're so glad to have you today. I got Jeffrey with me. We've got Brandon here. Bone Crusher's here. If you want to be a part of the show, you can be 850-215-6290. You can call in or text in. Jeffrey, we were talking about this whole thing right before the break, and we've got to go back into it. I want to get what you think about it because realistically, everybody's taken on, Cristobal's taken on that whole, transfer portal. He's grabbing the quarterback. Signetti, he's grabbing the quarterback. Even Lane Kiffin grabbing the quarterback.
What's Vrabel doing? What's he grabbing?
Oh, my gosh.
We'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that for sure. But honestly, you look like him right now. Was that
Thanks.
You instead of him? Was that you?
It was me at the casino. Vrabel's off the hook.
Yeah, it was you.
It was me.
So we got to come out.
I'm sure he wishes it was you.
He does wish it was you. So Kirk Signetti doing what he's doing, if he's not successful this year and they throw 2-3 games, everything that we've talked about, everything that everybody has fallen in love with him, ESPN putting him on everything, every day, every time there's an opportunity for him to have a press conference, he's on. Does he lose credibility, or do we just say, well, it's just part of the game, everything's going to be parity now?
Yeah, and okay, so number one, I think he will drop a couple of games. I don't think this is sustainable. Not for Indiana, not for that university. And it's not really so much as that they're not giving him enough support. Comparatively, though, you look at the other schools, and there's a problem with Indiana and there's a problem with Alabama, and its similarity is that you talk about boosters, there's not enough money behind it. I mean, the top 5 employers in Alabama are all either federal or state government. There's just not enough money there. They have the fan support. Don't worry.
Right.
They have people screaming their heads off. They'll be hoarse by the third quarter, yelling their heads off, and they have Spitfire. But there's not enough money behind it to sustain this. And that's why Signetti will not be even a Kirby Smart.
Because you can't keep getting lightning in the bottle.
Yes.
You can't find Fernando Mendoza every year. You can't find these guys that played together, believed in the system, and come together like that, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the whole thing about it, and he keeps preaching that and he keeps saying that, and they're like, oh, he's a mastermind. He's a mastermind. Mm-hmm. He's a weird scientist.
Everybody's building him up, and I don't think he even wants that.
Yeah. Do you think he's going to fail, though?
No.
When I say fail, do you think it's going to be a disappointment for the Indiana faithful and college football alike? Because they've already anointed this guy king of football because of 2 seasons. And you know as well as I do, there's people even saying that he's better than Kirby Smart as a coach.
He won't fall off as bad as Sonny Dykes at TCU. Because remember, TCU went to the national championship and lost to Georgia in a killer way.
Yeah, it was the worst
and it
beatdown
fell
I've ever
off
seen.
pretty dang quick. I don't know if they were 75 the next year or 6-6, but it fell off pretty quick. I don't think there's going to be that bad of a fall off, but would you be surprised if they lost 3 games this year?
Yeah, I mean, I would be surprised because we're used to them winning football games.
Yeah.
But can I say this and not be sounding like a homer? I think they will. And I kind of want them to because I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it.
Wow.
I'm tired of seeing every game that they played in, all they did was they showed him 500 times in a game. I guarantee you if you rewind it and watch the game all over again, and every time they cut away from him to go to the play, they'd cut right back to him. I'm tired of seeing the guy. I mean, I'm sorry. They didn't even show Nick Saban that much. I don't care about his looks on what he's looking at. If he's looking at the scoreboard,
and he
or
never
if he's got,
smiles.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Saban smiled more than him.
I think that was a joke.
So, and I guess They don't necessarily do schedule rankings to how they performed like in the NFL. Like, you win a Super Bowl, you have a tougher schedule, you were the worst team, you don't. Listen to Indiana's first 6 games next year. You ready for this? North Texas. Lost their quarterback, lost their coach.
Yep.
Howard.
Oh, man. That's not even Georgetown. It's worse than Georgetown.
Western Kentucky. 3rd game.
Oh. Hilltoppers.
Northwestern.
Northwestern, another one.
Rutgers.
Rutgers, another failure.
Nebraska.
Nebraska's their toughest game.
That's their first 6.
Wow.
They are going to have Ohio State and Michigan back-to-back weeks.
Okay.
But then they have Minnesota, a USC who hasn't necessarily been relevant in over a decade.
We'll see.
No, I think they lost 3 games this last year. They were in the conversation until it fell off at the very end.
Yeah. I mean, still. I mean, for USC standards and where they've been, that's another one of those other programs where I think fans are absolutely screaming and losing their minds. Yeah. So after USC, they've got Washington and then Purdue. So I see maybe two losses, absolute maximum from this year's Indiana team, to be quite honest with you, just looking at their schedule. And that's if they drop both of those back-to-back weeks to Michigan and Ohio State. There is no other team that I named on that schedule that you could say, yeah, they're going to have a run for their money. Absolutely not.
Washington. That's the other team. That's their third. The third hardest team is Washington.
Maybe, yeah.
I think because Washington wasn't bad last year. They weren't bad.
No,
Purdue is hot trash right now.
They're going to be bad.
I mean, they're worse than Rutgers.
They are not good. And that Washington game is at Washington.
That's going to be tough. Early morning.
So that's
wake
the
up,
way that
all
they could go 9-3, lose Ohio State and Michigan, and then lose the Washington.
Yeah.
They're 9-3. They're definitely not in. They go 10-2. It depends how they play Ohio State and Michigan. Or, get this, if they lose to Ohio State and Washington, it depends how big of a spread it is in that game. 10-2 is not even the defending national champs might not get in at 10-2 because it depends.
10-2 will get them to the conference championship, though.
No, it won't.
Who's going to have a better record? Obviously, you're looking at either.
You know why? Because they all don't play each other. There's 18 teams in the Big Ten.
There are. You're still looking at. You're still looking at
Didn't
Oregon.
even have to play teams to make it to the championship 2 years ago. Ohio State missed it 2 years ago, and it was Penn State in the final with Oregon. Think about that. Ohio State went 10-2 and did not make the Big Ten championship.
If Ohio State beats Indiana right there, then Ohio State plays Oregon in the national or in the Big Ten championship.
Big Ten championship. Yeah.
Yep. That's what'll happen.
And I think it's a tragedy that they don't have to play Oregon as well. They should have to play the top. The top team should have to play the top teams in that league, especially after winning a national championship.
I'll disagree because if you sat down and tried to figure out the way that they could rotate the schedule year in and year out, you would have to understand that there's years like the Florida Gators who aren't playing Tennessee or LSU, some of their biggest rivals.
You're right.
You sit down and you try and figure out how you can get them all the way around. They're going to play them one year, but the next year they're not. And that's why Florida has this light schedule. It's the best opportunity for Summerall to show what he can do right up front. But next year, Florida's going down. They're not going to have the better record than they have this upcoming year because it's all scheduling. And you just don't know because Washington could fall off. Heck, USC could be their year this year. You just don't know. And it's entirely hard to put Washington, Oregon, Ohio State, and Michigan on your schedule, and Penn State could be the one that falls off just like last year.
Yeah, it could possibly be that way. It really could.
Well, I'm just going to go to the text line as well.
Yeah.
And one of our great listeners said that if it's in Minnesota, it's not a guaranteed win.
No, Minnesota's in Bloomington.
PJ Fleck? Is that who it is?
Yeah, PJ Mask. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, PJ Fleck.
Yeah.
You don't agree with that, I guess.
No.
The way you're laughing.
No. Here's the funny part about that.
Game's on Halloween, by the way.
You know, that's like the second newest stadium that's gotten built in college football is Minnesota. Really? And they built it outdoors with not a whole lot of stands, not a whole lot of seats, because they can't fill the seats. They never could at the Metrodome.
Which is like the Buffalo Bills will never build a dome.
Yeah, and Minnesota thought, hey, we're going to have some home field advantage and build it on campus. So they do have an advantage. But it's still the Golden Gophers, man. You're not even average in the Big Ten.
Yeah. Well, the Big Ten's good. I'm sorry.
The Big Ten is good.
Big Ten's good. They're going to be rivaling the SEC this year for the best conference. So I'm just saying it.
You know what? There's the national broadcast today was saying the Big Ten was undeniably the better conference last year.
I understand. And they had the best team who beat everybody. And yeah, I mean, I'm not going to disagree because they had probably the two best teams. I mean, I think Georgia undervalued themselves. I think they just played bad. I think Trinidad had their number, but I think just for that year, I don't think he's going to have it this year. I think it's going to be a different story. But anyway, I just wanted to know what y'all felt about that. Talking about Indiana real quick, though, they're doing something a little different tonight for the draft, and they're going to have a spring game during the NFL draft, and they're going to have it on their field, and they're going to have the first pick of the NFL draft go on their Jumbotron. They've got all of their recruits there, and Kirk Cignetti is sitting there beside the recruits telling them, if you want to be on that screen next year, you got to come to Indiana, right?
Yeah, that's exactly how they're doing it. So they're having their 26th spring game tonight at 8 p.m. It coincides directly with the first-round draft. The game is scheduled to be played at the Memorial Stadium while celebrating quarterback Fernando Mendoza, who's expected to be selected number 1 overall. So they will probably pause the game. It'll probably, around the big stadium will probably explode in cheers.
They're probably shooting fireworks from the rafters.
And, I mean, he's not the only one from Indiana that's going in the first round. I mean, I think they may possibly – I think there's a potential of 3 to 6 others. No? Well, I'd have to look at some of the draft, but I know they lost at least like 11 or so players that they're key players that they're having to – that are entering the draft. Now, I should probably look that up on how many are projected to go in the first round. I do believe it is more than Fernando.
I think there's a second one.
There is somebody else, but yeah, they'll probably put both of them up on the screen, talking about, like you said, these guys from Indiana were able to make it.
What's crazy, though, is Fernando is going to be in Miami. He rejected the opportunity to come to the NFL draft in Pittsburgh.
In Pittsburgh, yeah.
Yep, and decided to stay home. But guess what the NFL did? They had Peyton Manning call him and ask him to come on the NFL's behalf. And he told Peyton that, unfortunately, he's going to stay home and enjoy this with his family.
Peyton called Fernando?
Yeah. So there you go.
That's the NFL, begging.
Yeah.
I mean,
because Peyton
what?
was at the draft when he was drafted. And so what happened was...
Is he the face of the NFL? Because I would think Tom Brady would be.
No. Peyton Manning is the face of the NFL. I think so.
Because he's in broadcast. Oh, wait a minute. Brady's in broadcast, too.
Brady owns a part of the team.
I know.
Yeah, exactly.
How could you not pick Brady? I don't know.
Yeah, but either way, Peyton did that. And so, yeah, he told him that. So basically the story goes, I went to the draft. Then I flew from the draft to the team. The team then flew me to my home, and then we had a big party there at the school and all that.
And Fernando said,
yeah, he said, no, I'm doing what I want to do.
Exactly.
Peyton, you do what you do.
Yeah.
You do you, boo. I do me, right? So, I mean, are we solidified? Obviously, Mendoza's good.
It's selfish on the NFL's part to want him there. I mean, because it only gives them more notoriety, more marketing. Having the number 1 overall draft pick and putting them on TV and this and that. And Fernando doesn't seem like he is all that flashy. I mean, it is. I don't know. It's something that every player, we've watched it all growing up, and it is a goal to go. But I'm guessing Fernando it's just not a thing. I mean, it does kind of seem gimmicky at times, and it's all more like a fashion show than it is, some kind of, draft at times. So I can see where he's not, super excited to go, especially being all the attention on him. I think he's ready just to get drafted and get to work, to be quite honest with you. I don't think he's this, all about me. Every interview I've seen of him this year was, they'd ask him about him and, the Heisman Trophy, and he would always do the leadership thing, the quarterback thing, where he ties it all back into his team, his teammates, his coaches.
Is that fake?
No.
You think
this guy's family oriented? It shows that, I mean, he's at his house probably with his grandma and his aunts and uncles and everybody.
Well, his mom's got the medical problem.
Yeah.
Cerebral palsy or something.
I think
so.
yeah.
She can't stand up for games. That's why his dad won't stand up and cheer for him during the game. He stays calm.
I mean, he's
and
not even
remains,
doing a squat, not even half.
I heard that story, and I thought that was something super amazing. And I guarantee you, his mom probably couldn't make the draft, and he is sitting at home with his mom as he watches the draft.
That's very honorable for him. So
I think it's the first Cuban American to ever go first.
Wow. There you go.
I mean, we're making history right here. And what if it totally flips out of hand and the Raiders trade their first pick away?
They're not going to do that.
There's going to be some surprises tonight.
There's going to be,
and it might not be Cowboys and Bengals. I bet you there's going to be another trade.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of trades.
Yeah.
I think that's what's going to be the highlight of the draft is there are going to be so many trades. Let's talk about who's going to be there, though. You got David Bailey's going to be there. Arvell Reese is going to be there. Caleb Downs is going to be there. Reuben Baines is going to be there. Sonny Styles is going to be there. And Jeremiah Love. They're going to have 16 there. Ty Simpson's going to be there. Proctor's going to be there. Now, Jeffrey's already let the cat out of the bag as far as who he thinks is going to be the green room junkie, which means the green room person that's going to be in the green room the longest. He says Ty Simpson is going to slide, he's going to slide, and he's going to slide, and he's going to be right there. Who do you think, Brandon, is going to be that one? Is it going to be Ty Simpson, or are you going to follow suit?
I could see Ty Simpson, but to me, the whole talks where he's been a second-round guy this whole time. So to see him, yes, he's the number 2 overall quarterback, but how many of these teams are just one quarterback away? Not a whole lot.
No.
But if you have film for 14 games, is that what it is? Or is it 15 games?
Yeah.
It's not a whole lot of film, and that's what the NFL hates right now, is that they want 2 years of film from college.
But do you think he's going to go in immediately as being a starter? Because I don't think that anybody's going to give him the starter.
So give us, Brandon, Ty Simpson going into the first round. Is there a reason why he should be in Pittsburgh for that first round, for the camera to sit on him like they did for like
Brady Quinn
from Notre Dame?
I think a lot of people are drawing lines, Ty Simpson and the Steelers, because of old man Aaron Rodgers, who hasn't even made a decision whether he's coming back and playing. So
Aaron Rodgers sat in the green room for a long time.
I think that the people are drawing assumptions and possibly conclusions that hey, you need somebody in there, and you're going to regret passing on a quarterback if he decides not to come back, because we all know what happens when you don't have a quarterback in the NFL. You're doomed. You honestly are.
What if the Steelers pick Carson Beck in the second round?
Ooh.
You're talking about Carson Beck would be the second quarterback off the draft?
No,
off the board?
I'm saying second round. Pittsburgh Steelers pick Carson Beck. Would that surprise you?
No, because they need somebody.
Yeah.
They do. They honestly do. And, I think next year is going to be I don't even know how to describe it, a tenfold better draft than what this year is going to be. They say outside the top 20, it falls off a cliff as far as trade value. That's why I think you guys are completely right. And this year is going to be, how can we accumulate as many draft picks for next year as physically possible?
Okay,
who can we hoax and take in this guy this year so we can get this guy next year?
Yeah, that's a good point. We're going to go ahead and take our break. When we come back, I want to talk about what the needs are of these teams, because there's not a lot of players that could go start in the NFL right now out of this draft. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Wake up with ESPN Northwest Florida. The Coach James Hale Show drags you out of bed weekdays 7 to 9.
It weighed 827 pounds.
And for the ride home, the fastest 2 hours on radio. The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson.
You better hope you're ready.
Morning drive and the afternoon commute are live and local on the Gulf Coast. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Thursday. For tonight, clear skies and a low of 64 with a light breeze out of the south-southeast around 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow morning, sunshine with temps around 76. In the afternoon and evening, mostly sunny and a temperature near 77. Moving into Saturday, about the same with a high of 78 and partly sunny in the morning, followed by a possibility of thunderstorms. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
I just got another NBA offer from Hard Rock Bet.
A Hard Rock Bet promo at the Hard Rock Bet Party? That is so meta.
That's not meta. That's Meta World Peace. Meta. Tell them about Hard Rock Bet.
Hard Rock Bet has it all. Live odds for every NBA game, every player prop, same game parlays, you name it. It's the only place I play these days.
Okay, now that is meta.
Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Are you looking for a place to take a leak? Do you have a truck, tractor, or other hydraulic equipment leaking or not performing as it should? At Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, we can get you back to work. Do you have a busted or leaking hose? Hydraulic cylinder or pump needing repair? If competitive pricing and a quick turnaround are what matter to your business, come see us at Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, or you can give us a call at 850-326-3000. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport, the best place in town to take a leak.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The Magic plays here.
It's Game 3 of the Orlando Magic versus the Detroit Pistons.
Lob for Liddell, and he will throw it down hard. That is gorgeous stuff.
Coverage starts Saturday at 11:30. Tip-off at noon right here.
Your new home for select Orlando Magic games. The NBA is on. ESPN Northwest Florida. Climb into our TM and jump into the chat. The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson is live on Facebook. Interact with Paul and other sports fanatics. Now, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
We are back live and local right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. This is the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson, your spot for the Atlanta Braves and the Orlando Magic. Don't forget the Magic tip-off on Saturday at noon right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. You can also check it out on the ESPN Northwest Florida app. If you want to be a part of this show, though, you can be. 850-215-6290 is the way to do it. You can call in or you can text in on that line, and we will respond accordingly. We're excited today because we got Brandon here. We got Jeffrey here. We're pumped up about this NFL draft. Now, let me ask you this. Realistically, is there any teams out here that really has a real big need that is a team that is good? The Eagles, the Rams, the returning champion Seahawks. Like, when you look at their rosters, who really could come in as a, you know, I know that there's 24 and 25-year-olds now coming out of the draft.
Yeah,
but, I mean, realistically, who really could come in and help the Seahawks? Who really could come in and help, you know, the Rams right now, except for maybe one or two players?
I mean,
so
maybe.
Really to get a bunch of picks for this year really doesn't make a lot of sense, honestly. So to go back to your point, if I'm the Rams, I'm thinking of next year.
Yeah.
If I'm the Seahawks, I'm thinking of I need one or two players. I'm going to package my picks together, which they only have 4, and I'm going to try to get that one or two player that I need, because realistically, there's not a lot of kids that are coming out of this draft that's going to really help my team right out the gate. The Eagles, they don't need a lot of pieces. They don't have a lot of pieces to pick.
You're so right. And I was thinking during the break, you were asking me who I thought would slip, and y'all kind of mentioned Ty Simpson. Somebody who is near and dear to my heart would be Jamad McCoy.
Oh.
So it has been rumored that those knee injuries are still relevant and, you know, prevalent, and they're all of the above. And so I think a team that swings on him, and another reason that I'm kind of like, you know, maybe he was really hurt. And I was thinking, you know, selfishly as a fanatic, I was like, this kid's just preparing for the draft. This kid's healthy. He doesn't want to play football right now. Doesn't want to hurt his draft stock. No, I think he was really hurt because, like, I've been hearing from scouts and, you know, reporters that they're finding out that, you know, he's not as explosive. He's not doing certain drills. That, scans and X-rays are still showing some damages and stuff. So, like, he's a guy that I feel like, you know, they were talking, I think, in the beginning, like, top 10 pick, and now he's moved to the very end of the first round. Don't be surprised if he slides completely out of the first round, and I'm thinking at that point then maybe should have kept rehabbing and come back and then played another year and just said, hey, like, I am a number one, I am a first-round draft pick, and not do that because, he's starting to slide. And that could be a guy that sits in that green room a minute that thought he was going first round, but won't.
If he's a guy that sits out a full NFL season and then comes back and begins to be a Pro Bowler, that would be one of the reasons of these teams to grab him. Now, the Rams, no. They got an aging quarterback. Seattle, they're a young team. They could probably hold on to him.
It'd be a gamble. It'd be a gamble for sure, but that would be a player that would have been top 10 worth grabbing, and if you can snag him early second, and for a team that doesn't need much, that was there and was returning a lot of people, that would be somebody worth grabbing and saying, hey, we picked you because we know your potential. We want you to sit out and rehab, and that's an investment. And all these guys are investments, to be quite honest with you. But if he's not able to go in and play, they're going to have to take him and kind of rehab him up and see what he's got left. But yeah.
What's the first pick that's going to get traded? What number?
3.
Oh, number 3?
Yeah.
Arizona?
Yeah.
Arizona's getting rid of the first 3 pick, the number 3 pick.
I would think so because they're Jeremiah Love is projected to go number 3 to the Cardinals. The Cardinals are by far need more than a running back to improve that
They'll be
team.
Atlanta if they do that.
I mean, they'll be worse than Atlanta. Atlanta is on the up and coming right now. I do believe, and Arizona just got rid of their quarterback they've had there for 4 or 5 years. They're a dumpster fire over there in Phoenix, and Jeremiah Love isn't going to fix any of their problems. They better just trade that pick away, trade out, trade back, accumulate, and try to get better in more areas than just one. Because Jeremiah Love is going to get eaten up back there if they don't have a quarterback to throw the ball because they're going to be running it. And they'll have offensive linemen to protect that quarterback or the running back. He's just an injury waiting to happen, and that just seems like a poor investment. If you're not able to protect him and have the type of offense where he's going to flourish, then why even waste that 3rd overall pick?
Jacoby Brissett is the coach. Is the quarterback, and he didn't come to the not mandatory but volunteer practice stuff.
I think it's a 6th pick. I think the Browns, if there's a defensive player that the Cowboys really want, and it slides to number 6, I think the Cowboys are going to throw some money, throw picks down, anything to get that Browns pick right before the Commanders.
Who are they trying to get? Because they just got Rashawn Gary, the defense.
What if it's Bain?
Oh.
We've already talked about 4 players that are constantly all in the talks for the first 3 picks.
Who are they?
It's
Mendoza?
Love, Mendoza, Styles, and
Reese or Bailey?
It was Reese. So if those are the first 4 picks, if the 5th pick comes around and Bain's not gone, I think the Cowboys are going to be throwing something down to get in that 6th slot where the Browns are at.
So you got
and here's the thing about it. The Cowboys are the Cowboys. And you mentioned the Rams hitting I think of it like the panic button. And you say that the Rams are kind of like, oh, we got this aging quarterback. They're not hitting the panic button. They've had all the success. They have all the confidence in the world that they'll keep on continuing this success with all the athletes that they have. The Cowboys are easily top 2 in hitting the panic button because of their fan base, the pressure cooker. They never want to be average. They don't want to be 7 and 10 ever.
Yeah.
Again.
Well,
and that's why I think that the Cowboys are going to do trades because they feel like they have to get something, and it only takes 1 big defensive hit, maybe 2, and then some free agency, and the Cowboys are back in business.
They've got Quinnen Williams from that trade that they did during the season, and then they've got Rashawn Gary, so they've shored up that front. That front line. They're good.
Yeah.
It would be surprising to see them go after, again, I keep bringing him up, but Caleb Downs at safety, that's where they're worst. They got rid of Diggs during the season. They just struggled.
Brandon, do you think it's Caleb Downs, Ty Simpson, or Sonny Styles? Which player is going to slide?
I think it's going to be the quarterback position that slides. In all honesty, I don't think it's Ty Simpson as a player. I think the The guy can play quarterback position. I think he's cerebral. I think, his dad's a coach. He's been around it his whole life. I think
he's from Tennessee.
He is from Tennessee. Good. I mean, you just, we'll put that out there. But I think he's the one that'll slide. I think there are positions like the linebacker position, the cornerback position, the D-line position, even the offensive tackle position. Those are going to get gone before, some of these other ones in the draft for sure.
If Arizona trades pick number 3, it's guaranteed Ty Simpson's going to Arizona. And the reason is because they're going to trade out of that spot to get another chance.
Like a late first.
Because he's going to go all the way through the ranks. I don't think Pittsburgh wants him. I don't think they want to. I think they're going to wait for Aaron Rodgers, and they're going to live with Will Howard. Will Howard.
If Carson Beck's available, I'm telling you.
You think Carson Beck has the opportunity to go before Ty Simpson? See,
No. I think that if the Pittsburgh Steelers with their second-round pick has Carson Beck sitting on the block, they're going to take him.
Yeah.
And that'll be the heir apparent.
So you believe that Ty Simpson will be gone, though, before then? If Ty Simpson and Carson Beck sitting there,
it could be like a Will Levis. Didn't Will Levis go first pick in the second round?
Yeah.
Or was it second?
I think so.
Second pick, something like that.
But so let me ask you that question.
Yeah.
If Ty Simpson and Carson Beck are sitting right there in the second round for the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are they taking? They still taking Beck, or are they going to take Simpson?
That's tough.
They're going to take the best available, and they're going to take Ty Simpson.
Best available, who they feel like, and that's
now talking about
eye of the beholder.
Talking about having more than 2 seasons of film. Now Carson Beck got a few seasons of film.
A lot of film.
Yeah.
But
so the teams that are trying to hit the panic button are usually the ones that are trading up into it, where Arizona, I guess, is not hitting a panic button.
No, they're trading
falling back.
Yeah, so they can double up their picks.
After the Cowboys, who is it? Is it the Chiefs?
The Chiefs need an edge rusher,
and
Bengals, this is where they are.
The Bengals?
Who
else is hitting the panic button? Detroit?
Detroit, yes. Detroit is going to have to go after a tackle. That's what they want. They've had every single tackle that had got a first-round grade in the building.
Yeah.
They're going after a tackle. They got to shore up that offensive line because that's where they were most horrendous last year. So realistically, you got to know that the Detroit Lions, they're going to get one of those 4 guys, whether it's Proctor, the kid out of Miami, Fano, or one of those other guys, because that's where they were the weakest. So they need that. Right? The Chiefs, they need an edge rusher. They need some kind of player on defense that's going to be able to get them there.
I see the Chiefs with what they have going on and with last year. They've either got to have an edge rusher. They need more help on the offensive line to protect Mahomes, because he's coming off that horrific, that leg injury. So you'd be sadly mistaken if you think he is going to be absolutely full speed this upcoming year. And I think he's missing the first several games of the year, or they need another weapon.
Yeah.
Like Jordan Tyson, who is apparently the most electric wide receiver in the draft. Now, he's also coming off a smaller injury, but apparently he is, got that wow factor in this whole thing. So whether it be Reuben Bain that slides down to them, or that offensive tackle from Miami, or, Utah, one of them. Yeah. So I'm thinking with Paul, either an edge rusher, offensive tackle, or a wide receiver weapon for Patrick, when we're talking about the Chiefs.
I think, too, the Chiefs could go cornerback because they did have a problem on the back end. So I could see the kid out of LSU going there. So I can see him going.
Mansour Delane.
Yeah. Do we see any chance that Carnell Tate is up top anywhere? I mean,
I hate it, but there's talk about the Saints at 8.
Ooh.
Going Tate.
Wow.
Tate at 8.
Tate
I hope it don't happen.
Yeah. I could see I'm telling you, though.
And you know why? Chris Olave was an Ohio State guy, and they're saying that this guy trying to be like Olave.
Well, I just think that y'all have a young quarterback room over there, extremely young.
Tyler Show is the guy.
Tyler Shook, and then you still have Rattler still on the team?
I hope not.
He hopes so because he's got to bring his jersey out.
So
he's physically there.
I mean, so you look at those 2 guys. I mean, they're super young. What do you have to do for young quarterbacks? You have to get them weapons.
Oh yeah.
You have to get them guys to throw the ball to. right there in that same area are the Washington Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Jaden Daniels kind of fell off a little bit. I'm not sure what the reason for that was, but I still could see Carnell Tate going to the Commanders to give him another weapon to try to have Jaden Daniels have a year of resurgence, because that second year kind of fell off the wagon a little bit.
So who are the teams that aren't hitting the panic button, but should be? Is it the Bills, the Chargers, or the Bucks,
or Minnesota?
I don't know. Yeah. Minnesota's getting some pieces.
They are,
but the Bills.
I don't think Kyler Murray's the piece.
I mean, the Bills. I mean, Josh Allen's had so many opportunities. When are we going to say that you aren't taking advantage of these possibilities of getting past just one playoff win every year?
Yeah, I think the Bills could definitely do a better job of getting Josh Allen some help. Some players, some receivers. They have James Cook. I think they got rid of the whole Stephon Diggs. There was a whole huge debacle there. So he's out. He's with the Texans now, I do believe. So he doesn't really have a perennial number one there.
Yeah.
So I mean, I do think they're not hitting the panic button because they have Josh Allen. When you have a quarterback and you have somebody of that caliber, you're never hitting the panic button, right? I mean, that's a guy who had. I mean, we couldn't have named 10 players on their team, or let alone probably 3 or 4 offensive players, and he carried them to the playoffs.
Bills Mafia has this expectations with that quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of opportunity left on the table. I mean, and when they're not getting him the weapons and they're not doing everything possible, they're eventually going to miss a window that they wish they had back. I promise you.
Yeah.
Well, when you look at how the team is set up with the Saints, what would you say that the Saints trade with Arizona and move up and get Arvell Reese? How would you feel about that for your team? Because that's something that David Jeremiah from the NFL Network, he believes that that's one of the trades. That's his final mock draft. He believes that the Saints are going to move up to number 3, and they're going to take Reese right there.
So what did they give up? They give up their number 8, and what else?
And another pick.
If it's in this year's draft, by all means, go. Do not give up next year's first-round draft pick to go up and to get that guy. I disagree with that. But if they're giving up this year's draft, especially 20+, yeah, give up the 8, trade up, and then give up your later ones.
Well, what if you give up the 8th pick in the first round this year?
Yeah.
And the 2nd and 3rd round next year?
Wow.
I think that's way too much.
You think it's way too much?
Way too much for an unproven.
Yeah, this draft, as much as we've talked about it, and it might level out at the end, but talking about the defense as much as we have talked about, what would you say if I told you that there's a chance that 6 out of the top 10 picks of this year's draft is going to be offensive players? How would you feel about that?
That's not going to happen. No, absolutely not.
So let's just name them: Fernando Mendoza, Jeremiah Love, Proctor, Carnell Tate. There's a chance, or Mekhi Lemon, whichever one you want.
And the other offensive tackle.
And then the other Fano or Magaga. That's 7.
Oh, yes.
That's 7.
Insanity.
That's 7 picks that that's 7
so
people.
Do you think that Tate is a top 2 or 3 slider?
No.
You think Tate's going to slide?
I think Tate's going to be
You think he's going to be in the top 12?
I think the Browns, if he's there, the Browns are going to take him.
Wow.
I think the Browns will take him there.
He'll be the first wide receiver off the board.
If he's there when the Browns are there, he'll take him.
6.
It just depends on who trades. There's going to be a bunch of trades. All right, that's going to be.
You forget the Browns have Deshaun Watson coming back. They are so ever hopeful. So get him some weapons.
Yeah,
but
I say that very sarcastically.
Mekhi Lemon's probably going to the Rams. Just so you know.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a California kid already, not very far away. They got Devontae Adams, and then Puka Nakua's got a lot of problems off the field. They need another wide receiver. You put that kid in there. What if he turns out to be like Mbike or whatever his name? What if he turns out to be something like that?
He definitely could be. And when you're in that Rams situation and you've got you've got a Hall of Fame quarterback, you've got, two perennial wide receivers, you're in and you don't need any other serious needs. You were, in the position to win the Super Bowl. You're able to take little gambles on that. And so you're able to do that and hope that they pan out. So,
well, you know who pans out?
Who?
Recommended Collision Center.
My boys.
1329 Jinx Avenue. If you want your vehicle serviced the right way after being involved in an accident, you need to go see them. Tell us why.
Yeah, so, we handle everything from start to finish with whether it be your insurance claim, whether it's something you're trying to pay out of your own pocket. Let's say your neighbor backed into you and they said, hey, they want to pay for it. I'll write you an estimate. You can hand it to them. We'll get it all worked out. We're family owned. We care about your quality of work. We care about the customer service, and we're honest from the start to the end, and we're going to let you know what's going on, what we're doing, what your insurance company is doing, because yes, they're there, you're in good hands. However, they don't care the quality of parts that they put on your car. They're cutting times, and we're here to fight for you and your vehicle to make sure these things are fixed and repaired safely to industry standards. So that's what we do. We take extreme pride in it, and I try to make sure that my customers are taken care of as if I was taking care of a family member's vehicle in my shop.
Yeah, and that matters the most, because your vehicle, because it carries all of your most prized possession.
Yeah.
Your kids, your wife, your husband, whoever, and yourself. You want to be safe. And if you have an accident, you want to make sure that vehicle is not compromised.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing.
And we follow industry standards on everything. We go to do any kind of repair. I'm looking up the ALLDATA, which is the nationwide system that kind of bundles all the manufacturer's procedures into one thing. And I print it out. I make sure all my guys read it. They know how many welds go in this panel, what type of automotive adhesive are we? Was it weld through? Is it non-weld through? Do we glue it? Do we weld it? What do we do? And it tells us exactly what we need to do. The types of metals we're working with require certain and specific different tools. So we take the time and the effort to make sure it's done right.
Recommended Collision Center,
yes,
1329 Jinx Avenue. Let's talk about the indoor happening place called Do Play on 287 Aberdeen Parkway in Lynn Haven. It's a place where they've got turf, they've got basketball, they've got all the things they got. They've got a way that they can cut it off with the pool curtains to make it to where if you want to practice baseball, if you want to practice football, if you want to practice soccer, whatever you want to do, you can go there and be a part of that. You can check them out on doplayonline.com, or you can go on their Facebook page. Now, this is what's cool. I think it's this week. They've got a Little Tykes race for kids there.
Yeah.
That they can bring their own little tykes, and they set up a little area for them to ride around in.
That's pretty awesome.
And race. So how fun would that be? So go see those guys. Do Play in Lynn Haven. It's a great place. Make sure you tell them that Paul sent you. When we come back, we're going to discuss a little bit more. We're going to close this NFL draft out tonight. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Mornings on ESPN Northwest Florida just got unsportsmanlike.
I think there is a trade to be had for Joel Embiid, because if a team does not get Giannis, Kawhi if he's available, if a team does not get LeBron if he's choosing to leave, Joel Embiid is one of these guys where you may just convince yourself to make a move on. Philly fans will be like, thank you for everything. This whole process needs to end, and this is the way to end it.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle. Weekdays 5 to 7 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Ready to break free from the ordinary? Find your next escape in a new 2026 Kia Sportage from Bill Bird Kia. Discover the new Kia, now offering 0% APR for up to 48 months and a 90-day payment deferral on the purchase of a new 2026 Kia Sportage. There's never been a better time to drive and build your home. The Sportage delivers bold style, impressive versatility, and a refined interior built for whatever the road takes you to. From daily drives to weekend getaways, stay connected and confident every mile mile. The road is yours. And remember, Billbird Kia is the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile powertrain warranty. Stop by and see us at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillbirdKiaPanamaCity.com. Offer from Kia Finance America on the purchase of a new 2026 Kia Sportage with $20.83 per month per 1,000 financed in 48 months. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Billbird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers valid through 5/4/26.
With today's Magic Minute, I'm Jake Chapman. The Pistons flipped the script on the Magic in Game 2, specifically during the third quarter, and even up their best-of-7 opening round series on Wednesday night at Little Caesars Arena. 98-83 was the final score. Detroit dominated the third quarter, outscoring the Magic 34-9 over the first 9 minutes of the frame, and never looking back from there. The Pistons were led by Cade Cunningham. He had 27 points and 11 assists, and Detroit outscored the Magic in the paint by 20, a complete and exact role reversal from Game 1. The Magic shot just 32.5% from the field and 25% from three-point range, and the Pistons out-rebounded Orlando 57-42. So Detroit evens the series up 1-1, now headed back to Orlando for Game 3 on Saturday afternoon. 1 o'clock for the tip. Pregame at 12:30 on the network or streaming on the Magic or iHeart apps, NBA League Pass Audio, or SiriusXM. And we'll speak to you then. With today's Magic Minute, I'm Jake Chapman.
Can you take the hits? Here comes the Sports Blitz. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We are your spot for the NFL Draft. Not only the draft, but the Braves and the Orlando Magic. You can always tune in and find something going on with 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Real quick, before we get into the last part of the show, I just want to talk about, don't forget, this Saturday is Wrestling Against Cancer. April the 25th, 2026, Bayhaven Charter Academy. That's 2501 Hawks Landing Boulevard in Panama City. Doors open at 5. Bell time's at 6:30. There's still front row tickets for $20. Second row is $15. And general admission is $12. Kids 5 and under are free. Don't forget, we're going to be there. We're going to be on site. We're going to be giving away the ESPN championship belt that I don't know if I'm going to be able to give away or not. I might get into the ring. I'm just kind of, I've been doing my push-ups. I've been saying my prayers. Been eating my vitamins. And I'm watching. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm going to watch the Netflix special on Hulk Hogan. So I'm telling you, if I watch it over the weekend before Saturday night, they better watch out, brother, because I might have to get in there and do something crazy, because you never know. But either way, we're going to be having Jack Patterson in tomorrow to talk about that, and we're going to be giving away tickets at 4 o'clock. So if you want to go to that, you want to take the kids out to have a good time, they're going to have concessions there, and it's all going for a good cause. Pamela Clements is to pay for her cancer treatment, and so it's all proceeds are going to her. So it's a good cause, a great time. Nikita Koloff, the Russian Nightmare, is going to be there signing autographs, taking pictures, and hugging all of the fans. So either way, it's going to be a great time. Come see us. It's going to be awesome. Now, the time has come. We got to get our draft out. We got to say who's going to be in the top 10. It's going to be tough, because I think there's going to be 4 trades in the top 25, and I think it's going to mix it up a lot, because I think there's going to be 2 in the top 10. I think the top 10 is going to have two different trades.
I can see that.
I think the Arizona Cardinals are going to get out of the top 10 draft, and I honestly could see, and I know you're going to say this is crazy, I could see the Cowboys getting into maybe Kansas City or the New York Giants draft, pick one of theirs. I don't know. I just think that there's a chance that Arizona is the first one out. Do y'all believe that, or do y'all think it's going to be the Jets?
I wholeheartedly believe that.
You think the Jets are going to keep their first one instead of going 2?
Yeah, I think the Jets are going to keep on to theirs. I mean, the only other wild card is, Cardinals trading down, because that's the word on the street.
Yeah.
Or the Browns at 6.
I don't know. I think the Cowboys get in. If the Cowboys get in, who do they take? Do you think they're going after the Reese, or do you think it's Caleb Downs, or what?
It's just the best available. It's not Downs, though.
You don't think Downs goes?
I don't think it's Downs.
Yeah.
Reese is going to be gone. I mean, okay, if Bailey does go second, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're thinking. then Reese is available at the third slot,
which is the Arizona. And they don't need a linebacker that's kind of undersized.
I guess there is a possibility of the Cowboys going way up high like that.
Ooh, to get Styles?
That'd be no to get Reese.
Oh,
I don't know. Depends how much they value him.
Yeah,
because there's not a whole lot of value in this one.
See, I think Cleveland could get out of the first round, and I think that's where the Cowboys would come in, like what you said earlier, because I think they do want Carnell Tate, but I think they wouldn't be mad if Mekhi Lemon is their other pick.
Now, my question is, like, as we all think that the Arizona Cardinals are trading back, who's taking that, and are they taking Love, or are they coming in and trying to get one of those perennial like Reese or Styles or or somebody of that nature? Do you think they're coming up there to steal Love? You think a running back's going to be drafted number 3 overall in this draft, even though he is allegedly the best athlete in this draft, supposedly? Or do you think they're coming in there to steal one of these other players?
I think they're coming in to steal one of the other players. I think Love goes to the Titans at 4. Reason why I think the Love goes to the Titans at 4 is they've already got a quarterback. They've already got a wide receiver. They've got Brian Daboll there. Now, who's the head coach? Selah, right? Where was he at?
Jets.
Where was he at before that? Where was he at as a coordinator? San Francisco.
Yeah.
Frisco. McCaffrey.
McCaffrey.
Ooh.
So Love,
but he's a defensive.
Might remind. Okay. I understand, but I'm saying Love might remind him of McCaffrey. So that's why I'm thinking they're going to pair Love with Cam Ward, and that's going to be.
I mean, if there is a player that may help a young quarterback more than a receiver, a good running back. One you can hand the ball off to. 2, somebody you can dump the ball off to, little short passes to kind of get the quarterback in a rhythm. I don't see that being bad for Cam Ward and bad for the Tennessee Titans. I mean, he could be a perennial running back. Just running backs just don't last long in this league. So to draft one at 3 when the average lifespan of a running back in the NFL is I think it's like, man, it's like 4 years or so. It's like something crazy like that.
But McCaffrey,
average.
If you look at McCaffrey, he's a different animal because he carried the team this year. If you look at Saquon Barkley, he carried that team. So if you could hit lightning in a bottle with him, like those two guys, or even a Bijan Robinson, because everybody believes that he's either second or third best running back in the league. Yeah. So you immediately get to that status, and you have one of the top running backs in the whole National Football League. Yeah. I think that helps you as far as making a playoff run, because what do you have to do in the playoffs? You got to be able to run the football.
You got to run the football.
So, I mean, I think that's something. How many quarterbacks are going to be drafted this year?
In the first round?
No, just in general.
Overall. 7 rounds. 7 quarterbacks.
You think so?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think you're going to be surprised.
Who's going to be – what's your order?
Oh, goodness. Well, you're going to have Mendoza, Simpson, Beck, and I wouldn't be surprised if Nussmeier's the 4th one.
I mean,
you don't have a number 5?
No,
your boy.
Not really.
You got to name him. You got to name him. He's your guy.
Who's this?
He's your guy. Penn State Jeff. Come on. He's your guy.
Drew L.R.?
Yeah.
Oh, slide to the 5th round, man.
Yeah. He's going to be the 5th quarterback taken.
No. Well, no. I said 5th round, not 5th pick. Yeah.
I think it's going to
I think it's going to slide.
I think it's going to be Mendoza. I think it'll be Simpson. I think it'll be Nussmeier. I think it'll be Beck. And I think it'll be L.R. Yeah, I think
so
those
that's 5.
Yeah, I think those 5.
So all we need is 2 more. One's going to be a sleeper from a small school.
There
always is.
Yeah, they usually grab somebody, but I don't know. I mean, are we thinking Joey Aguilar's going to get his name called this weekend? No. Not a chance.
Diego won't be called.
Is Diego going to be called?
What about Klubnik? Is somebody going to take?
Yeah, he'll get drafted. Yeah, Klubnik's going to get drafted.
No, Klubnik's not getting drafted.
He will.
You've also got Haynes King.
Haynes King.
Talon
Mark me up for Haynes King.
Talon Green from Arkansas.
Talon Green's going to get drafted.
Oh, Green, yeah. That's 7.
There might be 7, yeah.
And those guys like Green and Haynes King, Drew Aller, Cade Klubnik, they'll be 3rd round plus. I mean, they're not going to get drafted in the first 2. But some of those guys, yeah, you're right, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th.
Let me read something to you guys. Let's throw some shockers out here. So we're going to go in the SEC, the last quarterback drafted from each SEC school. Okay? All right. So Ole Miss, obviously Jackson Dart. Alabama, Jalen Milroe.
Yeah.
Florida, 2025, Graham Mertz. Texas, 2025, Quinn Ewers. LSU, 2024, Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
South Carolina, 2024,
Rattler.
Spencer Rattler. Tennessee, 2024, Joe Milton.
Oh, yeah, Milton went to the Patriots.
2024, University of Kentucky, Devin Leary. Georgia, 2023, Stetson Bennett. Texas A&M, Kellen Mond, 2021. Oklahoma, 2020. Since the last time they've had a quarterback.
Oh, my God.
Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is the last quarterback drafted from Oklahoma.
And he's not an Oklahoma guy.
Mississippi State, the last time.
They have a
2020, Tommy Stevens.
Wow. They have a lot. You'd be surprised how many Mississippi
State
quarterbacks get
Missouri,
drafted.
2019, since the last time they had a quarterback drafted. Drew Lock.
Yeah, Drew Lock.
Auburn, 2019.
Stetson.
Jarrett Stidham.
Oh.
Arkansas, the last time they've had a quarterback drafted, 2016, Brandon Allen.
I don't even remember
I don't even know that name. Absolutely not.
All right, here we go. And the last time a Vanderbilt quarterback has been drafted.
Oh, I can guess it.
Yeah,
Can I guess it?
Of course.
Jordan Rogers.
No.
No?
2006, Jay Cutler.
Cutler.
Rogers was not drafted. No, he was
That's
not
insane.
drafted.
Aaron's little brother.
Aaron's little brother was not drafted.
Wow.
So if Diego Pavia can somehow, some way get
He'll be
drafted,
a walk-on somewhere.
20 years it's been since a Vanderbilt quarterback has had his name called at any round of the NFL draft. One quick note that I love, 8 minutes is in between the picks tonight. That's the greatest decision they could have made. 8 minutes between each pick tonight, so it's going to go faster.
I hate it.
Than more.
Oh, that's faster? Oh,
Yeah.
10 before?
I think 8 minutes is still too long.
Used to be 16 minutes.
That's so ridiculous.
So I love 8 minutes. Watch the draft. We will dictate it all tomorrow. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. We'll see you tomorrow, guys.
While other radio stations are playing national contests with winners in Timbuktu, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has real local winners.
Hi, this is Dave Neat from Panama City Beach.
Bona fide and certified local.
Man, that's fantastic. Oh, my goodness.
Keep listening to Win on the Gulf Coast.
Hell yeah. Let's do it. I just won $250 from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Thursday.